In the video for Jonsbo i400, if you might remember, I said right from the beginning you're gonna love this one. Well, here's another case. This is Jonsbo case D30, and you're definitely gonna love this one. So let's check it out. Here's the thing about this case, it's a smaller form factor than your standard i400, even though that's a sub-brand from Jonsbo. And right here we have a micro-ATX case, well, that supports micro-ATX motherboards, but still can support quite large graphic card and quite large power supply. And that's really interesting because right here we have quite nice and decent case, I would say. Now, here's the thing, it's fully accessible from all sides. You have two-side tempered glass, even though the other side where the cables are is fully tinted, so you won't see the cables, even though if you do it properly and correctly, you won't have any issues with the back closing, and you won't have any issues with seeing all those cables running around. Now, I used extenders and I used quite long power supply, and still I managed to do a quite nice cable management even at the back and at the front, and hiding all the cables right here at front, right beneath the power supply. So that's really cool. Now, when we're talking about the case, I thought about placing a 280 radiator, but unfortunately EKAIO 280 Elite, but not with the push-pull combination, just two 140mm fans didn't fit because of the power supply, so I placed a 240mm radiator with two 120mm fans, and that fits perfectly. You have access on the top part of the motherboard, connecting everything, and that's really cool. So it supports micro ATX and miniITX motherboards. You can go with quite nice graphic card when we're talking about the length. And in addition to the cooling, since this is again a chimney effect, we can place fans at the bottom to get additional air to the graphic card. But since the GPU is quite lower to the bottom part of the case, I don't think there's any need unless you actually just want some RGB at the bottom. Honestly, that's the truth, and you'll see why when I get to the thermal part. Now, here's the catch. You have a quite nice bay here on the side where you could actually place two 2.5-inch SSDs, or as they placed on their promo material, you can place some LED strips or whatever, you know, just to make it look interesting, let's put it that way. Now, even though this build doesn't need 1300 watts power supply, I placed it just because of the length, because that's the longest power supply that I have currently, and I wanted to see how it fits. Does it have enough space so you could place actually quite nice ATX power supply without any issues? And still, if you reorganize the cables, even though I did quite a nice job, you can still go way better and put a longer graphic card inside that goes right to this front part. So that's really cool. Now let me just the power supply, the power button is right here on the front. So you have a power button, you have a USB 3.0, you have a 3.5mm jack, which is 4 poles, so you can connect your headphones and your microphone just like on consoles, laptops or tablets or whatever. And you have USB Type-C on front, which is quite outstanding. You have 4-slot PCI Express for your graphic card, and you have some sort of an additional, let's say, holder here at the back for your GPU. At the back, you can place 120mm fan, but what I did is I didn't place any. And I just placed the two on top of the radiator, and that's it. So here are the thermals. We have Sapphire Radeon RX 6650 XT Nitro Plus, and we have 5600G AMD Ryzen, which is cooled by Fantex Glacier 1 240 MP. Now, in AIDA 64 Extreme Edition, it's really funny because I thought the temperatures would be much higher without any additional fans. But in AIDA Extreme Edition, under full load, both processor and GPU, the GPU went up to 60 Celsius degrees. And that's quite impressive, I have to say. Without any bottom intake, without anything, just standard GPU 60 Celsius degrees. And the processor at maximum 100% load, 63 Celsius degrees. I mean, I don't know what to say. You can see from up close that at the back you have quite nice access to the cables, and you can really rearrange them nicely. You even get some zip ties to reorganize them at the back. The top is quite nicely ventilated with additional dust filter, which can be cleaned just quite nicely and easily. This part is removed with 2 thumb screws, and you have 2 additional screws on each tempered glass to hold the tempered glass on the side, even though honestly you have hinges on 4 sides of each tempered glass, so that's, I would say, quite a protection. Now, when you might be considering how to connect your power supply. You have an actually cable connection going from the back to the front part of the case where you can connect your power supply, and that's it. Everything is nicely organized. I have to admit, even though tempered glass is a bit thinner than usual and the steel is, I would say, quite alright. I mean, 1.5 millimeters, I think that's it. The case really does look and gives a nice opportunity for you guys that want something really cool from the case. So here it is. I think you're seeing something. Yeah, here we go. So here it is. It's a quite nice case, quite compact, really nice temperatures for some mid-range components, and basically that is what I would suggest for this case. I wouldn't go too high or some extreme build, but this way it really does quite nice job with cooling without any fan. So imagine if you add an exhaust here, 2 intakes at the bottom, I think the temperatures would be quite acceptable, and I think even better than these ones right here. So guys, Jonsbo D30 micro ATX case with full nice steel chassis on front and at the back. At the bottom, of course, you have a dust filter. You have quite nice legs right here that you have to add additionally to the case. Quite nice ventilated top, which is fully opened at the top for your power supply, for your radiator. That's, I mean, wow. i400 was really an impressive case, and it's a completely different story than D30, but D30 really does look nice, compact, keeping everything cool without any additional fans. So guys, yeah, I'll place the links below for you to check out all the information that I might have skipped, but I think I covered everything here, and from the close-ups you could see all that you need to know. And finally, if you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. That's all I'm asking, if you want to support the channel, of course. So thank you for watching today's video. Hopefully I will see you in another one. Bye bye.